Welcome to another Lucy tutorial. This is one of our shorter tutorials within the Spark series. We're going to be focusing on the collaboration features that we have between multiple family members. We're going to be looking at the example for one family where we have a husband, we have a wife, and we have 2 kids. You can see here we are in the Spark page, and we have at the top My Family Circle. I can click directly into this, and the first thing I'm actually going to do is go into the settings, and in the settings we have a circle details. I'm going to change the circle name so that it's called Wills and Family. Click Save, and now when I go back to the Spark homepage, you see that it's actually called Wills and Family. This makes it a little bit easier to identify for me. I can click it here, and now I'm within the circle home. Since this is a demo, currently I'm logged in as Emma. So you see I get a welcome message. It shows us our daycare requests, which we covered in the last video. It shows us the different lists that we've created, one for bookmarks with 15 daycares, another one for waitlisted with 4 daycares, and these 2 other ones are currently empty. In the process of having created those daycare requests, you see our family profiles were created for us. We have a family profile for Emma, we have another one for James, for Ethan, and for Olivia. We also have our home location, and it's very important to note that all this information is private and only accessible to people within your circle. At the very bottom, you see that we're currently on the family plan. If I go into the settings, you see that we have a members tab, and it shows us that currently we have 2 members within the circle. Emma is the one who created the circle and who started paying for the family subscription, and James is also actually a current member. So what I'm going to do right now, for the sake of this demo and example, is I'm going to switch into split mode where I have Emma's account open on the right hand side and I have James's account open on the left hand side. So let's do that right now. I'm going to drag and drop this. You see on the right hand side that currently we're logged in as Emma. We're within the Spark app, and we can tell because we have this gradient background. And on the left hand side, you see I'm logged in as James. But James is actually on the main Lucy platform right now. If James happens to click the Spark application, you see that James will also arrive within the Wills and Family circle. If James clicks the Lucy Home button right here, clicks the drop down, you see that James has 2 circles. The one that was automatically created for him when he created his account, and the Wills and Family one which he joined through Emma. You can see in James's account he has access to all of the same information as well. Collaboration is intended so that both parents have access to all of the data and they can go back and forth between who's managing the openings and their lists. The other cool thing that we have is if we both open up the list for bookmarks, both with James's profile, and then we do the same thing for Emma, one of the main collaboration features is the lists. You can see if I click down and I see the bookmarks list right here, and I see the same thing for Emma, we can both click into it. We get exactly the same list. So one of the cool things that you can do with these items is you can leave comments and have a chat within each one of these specific daycares. And this chat is real time. So for example, if with James we start a discussion in this Harper one, James could write something like this. Hey, I really like this daycare's photos. It seems like a great match for both English and French. And as soon as James sends that message, you can see that Emma on the right hand side now has a little bubble that says there's a comment right here. So Emma could click on it, and she could see James's comment. She could reply to it directly. She could click the comment section and write something like this. Let's book a tour then. And you see that while Emma's typing, on the left-hand side, James is getting a notification that Emma's both online and that she's typing something right now. So as soon as Emma's done, she can send that message. And James gets that message immediately. So the cool thing is that you can close this at any time and that chat stays behind. So basically you can build this historical timeline for each one of these daycares and keep the information separate about the messages you have about each daycare. You can also do exactly the same thing at the list mode. So if we both open the chat, you see that it shows that we're both online immediately. James could write something like, hey there. And Emma gets the message right away. And Emma could reply. So it's super cool. You have the ability for each one of your lists to have that chat, and also for each one of your daycares. You both have the ability also to change the sorting and change anything related to the lists. We're going to close this tutorial in the full screen mode, so we're going to close James's account and see Emma's account in full. I'm going to leave the list, and the final thing that we want to explore when it comes to collaborate is the settings. You can see that we have members, and then you see we have invites as well. So when James joined, he actually received an invite that was accepted, and it shows us when it was accepted. If at some point James is going to delete his Lucy account, Emma can simply remove him from the circle. By removing him, James will no longer have access to any of the information inside. The invite stays there for historical reasons, so you can see the past invites to James, and you can also see that James was a past member and that he was recently removed. James could get added back at any point. All you have to do is enter his email again. So if we go to the invite section and click create a new invite and enter his email for his Lucy account, all you have to do is click send invite, and now there's an active invite for James. Here we are in James's account once more. The Lucy home actually has a button right here that says circle invitations. So James could click on this, and he sees that he has an open invitation to join the circle again. The other way that he could learn about this notification is if he were to click his notifications on the top right hand side. You see in the notifications, it just told him that Emma invited him to join the Wilson family circle. So from the notifications, he could click review invite, which takes him to exactly the same page. He could click respond, accept, and now James has joined the Wilson family circle once more. He could go back home, or you see in the drop downs, the Wilson family circle is back in James's account. The final thing worth showing is within the family tab, where we have all of our family profiles. You can see that if I'm Emma, I can click add email, and we already get the recommended emails from our account. So I could click right here, and it's added my primary email as Emma, and also we can do the same thing for phone numbers. In this case, we're using some demo emails, so it's not actually going to match the name of Emma. I'm going to delete it for now. And then the other thing that we can do is we can link family members to the actual circle members. And the benefit there is that when we're filling out the forms, we basically get all of those settings that we have at the member level, and we can autofill forms much faster. So you see right here, it says link member, and Emma is already linked to Emma's member. When we do the same thing for James, all we have to do is click link, and now James is linked from his parent profile to the member profile. That covers everything related to families, members, and all the collaboration features that you get when you have multiple members. If you have any further ideas for how we can make this better, or you have any questions about how it works, please feel free to leave us a comment.